Hello, I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician, and in this short video, let's discuss, as a type 2 diabetic, is your pancreas really burned out? Is it really exhausted and not making insulin anymore? This is a very important question, as you'll come to see as you watch this video until the end. So many type 2 diabetics are told that their pancreas is just burned out, so they need to start injecting insulin. And very, very often, that's just not true. That's what this video is about. Now, if you know a type 2 diabetic who is on insulin, please share this video with them because this information is really vital to their long-term health and happiness. Now, as a type 2 diabetic, you've been eating the American diabetes diet that your doctor and your dietitian or nutritionist told you to eat. You've been focusing on eating lots of whole grain foods, lots of low-fat foods. You've been focusing on eating lots of fruit, fresh fruit, raw fruit, and you've been focusing on eating lots of starchy vegetables because that's what you were told to do. But even though you've been doing that, your blood sugars and your hemoglobin A1C have steadily been increasing. You go see your doctor and your doctor says, yeah, your pancreas is burned out. It's not making insulin anymore. We're going to have to start you on an insulin injection once a day or several times a day. The problem is very, very often your pancreas is not burned out, and I'm about to tell you how you can actually find out. Doctors are very overworked and very busy, and what happens, honestly, is that very often doctors just assume that your pancreas is burned out. They assume that you're not eating the diet that they recommended that you eat and that your pancreas has just stopped making insulin. But the problem is they're so busy, they forget to order the one lab test that will actually confirm whether your pancreas is burned out, that will confirm if your pancreas is still making insulin at the normal levels or at higher levels than it should be. And therefore, they just assume your pancreas is burned out. There is a very simple and affordable blood test that you can ask for at your next doctor's visit that will confirm if indeed your pancreas is burned out, or, as is often the case, if your pancreas is still making plenty of insulin, but the diet that you were told to eat is what's actually making your blood sugar and your hemoglobin A1C go up and become worse. This test is called a C peptide. The way your pancreas makes insulin is it makes a proinsulin that's connected to a molecule or a peptide called C peptide. When your pancreas secretes this insulin, the C peptide breaks off and goes about its merry way. There's actually a blood test that you can check C peptide. When you check this C peptide, you'll know immediately if your pancreas is burned out. If your C peptide level comes back very low, then indeed your pancreas is burned out and not making insulin, and you'll have to inject insulin at least once a day, if not more. However, if your C peptide is within normal limits or is elevated, then your pancreas is making all of the insulin that your body needs. So there must be another problem somewhere. Far more often than it should occur, type 2 diabetics are told to eat far too many carbohydrates, and this keeps their blood sugar chronically high because all carbohydrates ultimately are made of sugar. And so when you eat that whole wheat bread, or when you eat that fresh fruit, or when you eat those starchy vegetables, or that low-fat snack, it changes immediately into sugar in your stomach and is absorbed as glucose in your bloodstream. This is going to make your pancreas squirt out lots of insulin to try to keep your blood sugar low. And in many, many cases for type 2 diabetics, their pancreas is not burned out. They're just eating too many carbohydrates, and it's too much for their pancreas to handle. There is a diet that you can eat that will help you lower the amount of carbohydrates you eat each day. And so if you go to the doctor and ask for a C peptide and it turns out that it's normal or high, you don't need insulin. You need to eat fewer carbohydrates. And the diet that I'm talking about, some people call it the low carb diet, some people call it a ketogenic diet, some people even go to as close to zero carb as they can and eat a carnivore diet. All of these diets are going to lower your blood sugar and lower your hemoglobin A1C, and in many cases completely reverse your type 2 diabetes. Not only will you not need to inject insulin, you may even have to decrease or stop some of the other type 2 diabetes medications that you're on. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a little box pop up either here or here that is the diet. It's a playlist full of videos about how to eat this way so that you never have to inject insulin again as a type 2 diabetic. If you found this video helpful, please consider clicking that little subscribe button right down below this video and the little bell right beside it so that every time I have a bright idea, you're one of the first people to know. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.